you also mentioned the time that you started taking a shine to the internet and technology. So where was the introduction to the internet really coming in? Because now we're talking about late 1990s, early 2000s probably.
Yeah. So very simple. 1998, I got chutti to go back to Ladakh, and I spent about 6 months with my parents. During that time, I found the center that I'm building right now, Darjeeling.
Right.
And I was having lunch with my father's very good friend, Ajam Nurbu, at a restaurant called Summer Harvest. Yeah, it's still vivid in my mind.
Okay.
I think I even remember what I was eating. I think I was eating some chow mein.
Okay.
So he told me, he was very intelligent. He still is. He still lives. And he told me that there is something called the internet, something called the computer, where in America he's heard from tourists visiting that they can send something called an email.
Right.
And you just press a button and within a few seconds somebody will receive. It really, I was so shocked. I mean, like, is this possible?
Yeah.
And then he said there's something called floppy disk. Yeah, then you can record things and you can keep it and you can transfer it onto the computer. It literally blew my mind. So then what happened, for me it was a different world, completely different world.
Right.
Right. In a box, it was a completely different world. And I wanted to explore that world. But because we were very poor, we didn't have computers. So all I had was books. So my mother said, look, we cannot afford a computer. I can buy you some magazines and some books. So I got some dummies series ka books, Windows for Dummies, Paint for Dummies.
I remember those,
yeah. The yellow and black ones, no?
Of course.
So मैं क्या करता था? I used to memorize them because I didn't have any computer. So I used to just read the books and literally just memorize everything. I had a good memory because of my training. Memorize the books, and I would read until 4 or 5 in the morning. And my mother would find me with a lantern and slept with the books lying next to me. I would be like 14, I think that time, 1998.
Right.
So then afterwards, I went to a center called SIPA Business Center. And he had this gentleman, he had a course for 6 months. I think I finished it in 1 month because I'd already memorized everything. So when I went to the center, I knew exactly how to hold the mouse, where to click, how to do a right click, etc. So I think I started with Windows 3.1.
Without even having practical application or usage. Amazing.
To be honest, you can ask him. Yeah, SIPA Business Center. Yeah, lovely guy. I think it's still there in Leh. When you come to Leh next time, you can pay him a visit.
Look forward to that. Amazing. And do you still keep up with the trends even today? Like today, the world we're living in, everyone's talking about AI and the VR piece and everything else. Are you still keeping yourself very abreast with technology?
Yes, I am. But even though AI scares me, to be honest with you, I still haven't delved into the chat GPTs and asking stuff. I'm still very scared. I don't know what direction he's going to take.
Right.
Especially when you see all the fakes on the internet. Just recently, I saw a fake of Alex Pereira, MMA fighter. I like UFC. I have this weird interest.
Right.
So Alex Pereira is amazing because I speak Portuguese. I lived in Portugal.
Of course.
So he speaks, Portuguese, Brazilian.
Right.
So he was speaking fluent English in an interview like this. And I was like, when did Alex, learn English? It turned out to be AI, but it looked so real. So some things I think are very good that are coming up. Some things are just scary, plain scary.
I think you're right. And, especially I think there's some degree of, regulation that's going to be required in due course because people can get carried away. And it can, when emotions are running high, it can incite people to do things that are not appropriate. So.
Just abhi Spain mein because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read about this, I listened to this news about this group of students. I think it's in Spain, if I'm correct. And they created fake photos, nude photos of some young girls, their, colleague students. And then they, spread it on the internet. Unka koi dosh nahi tha. So it just created so much pain just because they wanted to have some fun. So that's the danger we have, It can literally just destroy your life.
Yeah, and I think, it's such a powerful tool that can be used, either for immense good or evil, like all tools. And I think we just have to be mindful in terms of, application. And I think we'll have to be less judgmental, of course, in this space as well.